So this is the Air Jordan Who Decides War Flight Court SP, and this one is dubbed the Tela, and it's named after the I suppose co-creator of Who Decides War, which is Tela. And overall I think that what they've done is released two pack sneakers. So one released kind of near the end of 2024, which was the kind of black colorway off noir, and then this one being the coconut milk colorway, which was teased for quite a while ago. And the black pair that came out, the off noir pair that came out, was pretty much the first Flight Court to release, and since then, you know, there've been a plethora of different colorways from, you know, GR ones anyway, and now I think probably like 8 months later we've now got this coconut milk colorway. And basically the sneaker like pays tribute to the flight heritage really, and it's a Who Decides War collab, which is a fashion brand I believe in America, quite sort of niche, but doing I suppose some nice designs, and with sort of embroidery touches that you see on this particular sneaker as well. And this is made as I suppose predominantly a skate style trainer, but I also think it's taken inspiration from the Air Jordan 5 as well, because it looks very similar to that. So with the details, it comes in a coconut milk and Varsity Red, and you can see that on here. Obviously it's got the black hits as well with the embroidery, but on the box it's just coconut milk and Varsity Red, and you can see the colour is quite nice actually, and quite sort of neutral. Kind of reminds me of like a New Balance colours. And with this one, it's got like still a plush collar, but not as chunky. This one's got like a leather lining, which I think is quite nice. I'm not sure how that would wear, because some people do complain about that, but I think it looks better than the original version, which was like a kind of like a velvety material. And this has, as far as I know, a polyurethane midsole. I'm not sure what the tech is, if there is any tech in there, but I don't think there is. It's mainly sort of a polyurethane, you know, foam midsole, slightly on the sort of stiffer side. And this one's got more sort of leather materials on it. So the original one had suede, or what looked like suede, but as you can sort of see, given the toe press, the leather quality feels nice, quite sort of soft as well, and it's kind of all over the sneaker. And then you got the rough suede running around the bottom half of the sneaker, which I find cool. And then on the back you've also got this heel area, which does sort of get is removable as well, so you can sort of tear this off, and underneath would reveal the Who Decides War branding. And the price for these is £110. So with the comfort and sizing, these are on the firm side, kind of similar to, yeah, like I said, a Jordan 5, quite sort of similar to those models, quite still cushiony, but more sort of neutral, gives you that sort of stance, and maybe, you know, giving you a bit of sort of the, I suppose, firm ground feel as well, being a skate shoe. And you know, like I said, it's flat to the ground as well because of that. And the wearing time for these, probably I'd say 2 to 6 hours, not more than that really. It's mainly for the midsole to sort of soften. Once that happens, then I think these are good to go. And I would recommend going true to size. With this one, I just won it on the sneakers app, and I went up, you know, half size. I'm not too bothered about that. It is a women's sizing and particular shoe, so just be wary of that. And these have great grip in my opinion. Very similar again to the Jordan 5. It's got this sort of herringbone traction on there. Feels very sort of sticky and tacky. You know, just walking around when I was shooting the video for my on feet section, it seems to be, you know, very sort of firm to the ground, and like I said, very sort of sticky, which is what you need for skateboarding. So with the look and style, I mean, it's got still the kind of monotone type colour blocking, as you can sort of see, but I think this one has more sort of a sparkle to it, I guess, being this sort of sail coconut milk type colour. I kind of like it, and you know, going towards beige as well, so it feels like quite nice. And because this one's leather predominantly, it's going to be a bit more hard wearing versus the black all over suede pair, because I think you have to be careful when you wear that one. And I still say these are good for sort of spring autumn time, because you've got the vents on here similar to the Jordan 5. This one's obviously made of material with no netting on there, but you know, it feels very sort of premium as well, I guess, in that sense. And it's a casual wear sneaker at the end of the day. I think just because of the embroidery hits, it gives that sort of bit of a messy look, I suppose. And it comes with like the sail laces, but you also get a pair of black and also a pair of red laces in the box, which is really cool. And you also get the standard sort of plate that you normally get with it, which I went through in my original review, so I won't go through too much in this one. So with the final thoughts, I do like the overall sort of storytelling. Again, it's pretty much just cut and paste of the first release, so you can probably watch that video to get a better sense of what that means. And it's also got sort of nice materials. I won't say they're like massively premium, but they are very nice. I even found it difficult putting the laces through the lace holes because the leather is really thick. So yeah, so you could definitely sort of see that, you know, it's made of good materials. And I also like the embroidered touches on this as well. This one is, you know, obviously you can see it a lot more versus the black pair, and some people would probably prefer the black pair because it's kind of a bit more understated, but I actually like the way it looks on this particular sneaker because you can see the white embroidery underneath that as well. And the price at £110, you know, for a collab is quite difficult to sort of find that. I think Bad Bunny's probably the only other one who's kind of doing those types of trainers at that kind of price range. So yeah, I think it's worth the price for what it is. And like I said, the extras, so you get 2 different laces, you know, also like the fact that you can rip off the back as well, just for that added touch to get the Who Decides War icon on there as well, the branding. But yeah, overall I can't really complain about it. So with the cons, I think obviously comfort, it's not going to be anything special. Like I said earlier, it's on the firm side, so not to say it's unwearable, but you know, it's still not going to be like any kind of performance trainer or like high foam stack sneaker. And I guess the same thing really with this one as well. You've got a bit of a white cream outsole, so similar to the black pair, so that will obviously yellow more. You won't notice it too much with this particular pair because obviously it'd be predominantly yellow, but it's just worth highlighting. So with the ratings, I'm going to give the look and style a 5 for this one. I think the original one I gave a 4 because it was a black pair, but I think this one is quite sort of unique. I've not seen that many colourways like this, in all honesty. And the comfort, I'm going to go with a 4. Like I said, it's not bad, but it's just, you know, it's serviceable. It does what it needs to do. And the quality, I'm going to go with a 5 as well. I think, you know, like I said, the leather quality on this and the materials used, I think that's really nice, and the overall presentation. And same for the pricing as well. £110 is kind of unheard of, really. So I think, you know, again, I think it's coming at a good price as well. And that's why overall I'd give the sneaker a 5. I think it's a really nice pair, in my opinion, and I think it looks nice when you put them on feet as well. And I like the fact that they're low cut as well. I think I'm not sure how limited these sneakers were, because obviously I grabbed them for their sneaker stuff, so I'm not sure what, you know, with the numbers. Some say it's 1,500, especially in the EU, it's like 1,500 pairs. But I just don't believe that. I think there's probably more because, you know, I think, yeah, I don't know. I think those numbers are a bit misleading, to be honest, because if I managed to grab a pair, I'm sure other people did as well. So yeah, but overall, like I said, nice sneaker, definitely worth grabbing if you can.